messages do you have for the collective ancestors about what Spirit just said to you? Thank you, ancestors. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So what we're doing here is one of these. Ancestors filling up the... You know, it's funny because it's like, because you know, we did 4 cards at first, and then it's like the ancestors are like kind of like filling in the grids here. And that's already speaking volumes about what they're trying to say. Filling in the grid. Thank you, ancestors. I got this card this morning. In the world. And at the bottom, I have the holding your position, 7 of Wands at the bottom. Wow, okay, I'm not going to comment about that. Anyway. This is the 10 of, because you guys saw this, it just like, kind of like flew over, even though this is the Ace of Pentacles, but we'll handle that a little later. Because we're already starting out with a type of Ace of Pentacles, right? Which is with the 10 of Pentacles, which is having all the ducks in a row. All the physical ducks in a row. It's a lot about, you know, the home life with the family. Oh, home life with the family. This new start that we're having right now, where we're inside. But you have 2 10s compacted, and then they're also both compacted on the moon, on that shadow self. Remember, the shadow self is the self that you don't really show others like that, right? That's the self that is being controlled. That shadow self has the emotions in it. The emotional body is within that shadow self. They are, like, they're not one and the same, honey, because the emotional body, like, but at the same time, it's like they are very, very close together. They're very, very close together. The emotional self and the shadow self. Very, very close together, because it's your emotions that's getting fractured and sending little bits and pieces of fragmented you over to your shadow self, and then that in turn becomes your inner saboteur. So they're very, very related. And then also I want to say, it's like the 10 of Cups, right? The 10 of Cups is like satiation, like total satiation, and having all the abundance that you want, right? But then this is like the physical home life abundance, completion, home life completion, and spiritual completion. And the shadow self. Your home life, your spiritual life, and your shadow self. They're like becoming one. 18. That's 9. You know, 369 energy. If you know about vortex math, 369 energy, 9 is 1. So it's like 111. Or at least 9 represents the cylinder in the middle, you know? So it creates that, you know, the 2 diamond shapes. Going, you know, whatever. You get what I'm saying? I just like vortex math. Hey, it's going like this. The diamond shape for vortex math, well, kind of probably like this more. Right? No, it's like that. And then this would be the 9 in the middle. It'd be coming like from top to bottom. And then these 2, whatever. Okay, I don't know why I want to explain that so badly, but it's a victory that's sitting here, because you see over here, this was the Wheel of Fortune, and it's being clarified, or rather, it's bridging the gap. What's bridging the gap? Oh, okay. Now, what's bridging the gap between your new beginning and your introspection is, I almost want to say, an appreciation for the physical abundance that you have, right? Being appreciative, appreciative for what you have in a time like this where fear is so blistered. Fear is so blistered, out of control right now. It's like for this new start to take place, okay? You want to be first of all ready and willing to go, because this man is ready to walk off the cliff, okay? And you see that spirit is got him, right? You see spirit is the animal, is the dog. Spirit got him. He's like, I got you, but definitely do, like, fly. Go fly. That's what Spirit is telling us to do. But what's gapping these together between flying, well, yes, go fly, but do this introspective work, okay? Be at peace in your inner self. And what's gapping that together is the appreciation for what you have, okay? If you're trying to make a new beginning and you're not appreciative for what you have, how can you form that introspective analysis if you don't really know your inventory? Right? What was I saying before? If you're not ready to handle your emotions, you're not controlling shit right now. Because right now it seems like everything is about the introspective, right? Meditating and controlling that emotion and letting that controller of emotion, right? That it's like the sergeant introspection, sergeant self introspection, okay? And let sergeant introspection, self introspection rule your life right now, okay? And the only way to do that is that you have to hand your emotions over to the sergeant, okay? To let him handle it, like. Let her or him handle it, okay? And now what I'm seeing here is the way that these are bridging the gap is it's like they are what you're going to get from the two cards that are up here. So I'm going to do it all over again because this is a very, very good message. So from the beginning, it's like the Fool doing that introspective work. It's going to give you that physical abundance that you want. Yes, it's to let us know that doing this gives us this physical abundance that we want. This new start that we have into getting to know ourselves. I hope that by now, 3-4 weeks into quarantine, you guys have taken yourself out on a couple of dates inside. I really do, because you're worth it and you're so beautiful, and when you find how beautiful you actually are, it just pushes more authenticity out of you. And you won't be jealous of other people, you won't be upset about, what you missed out on. You're going to be happy, I promise you this. But you have to trust it. Trust it. Spirit got your back. Look at Spirit holding that thing for you, right? When you're holding that little tab while you're like, I'm free! Free Willy! And Spirit's like, yes, you are, Well, don't, if you fall off, I got you, but yes, you're free! Well, he's like, because he's holding it, holding your bungee in its mouth. And it will give you that, you will have that. And then doing this introspective work and putting that together, with Sergeant self-introspection, that's going to give you you're going to be satiated spiritually. Wow, taking control of your emotions and doing that introspective analysis, they work hand in hand, and that's going to ultimately make you very, very happy in the future. And it's like right after that you have the moon card, because it's like saying the balance is there. And on this deck, the Thoth deck, it has the moon and the sun here. So it's talking about that balance happening. Remember before I was explaining to you what I always see with the Three of Wands is like the three like logs or wands out of the ground, and there's two on each side, one here, and then there's vines growing up out of it, and it just feels like the King of Cups going into that, it just feels like the King of Cups, Sergeant self-introspection, is right under that and is just providing that with that satiated energy from this Ten of Cups here. You got the Wheel of Fortune and going into the Nine of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune going into the Winner's Circle. Honoring that balance because you have that Justice. This is Justice. Lady Justice. Lady Justice is another word for Oya here. And Tara. Goddess Tara. Which definitely goes into Maman Brigitte. Which definitely goes into Saint Bridget. And it's like a success is happening here. There's a huge success here. There's a huge success here, y'all. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. This is the Six of Wands. This is actually the victory card. And, oh, what was the messages between this? The Wheel of Fortune going into the Nine. That what was at the bottom will be at the top because of that Justice. Yeah, I did cover that. What was at the bottom will be at the top in the Winner's Circle. The Nine of Cups with that Winner's Circle. Nine of Cups going into the Emperor. That Winner's Circle. The Emperor lives in the Winner's Circle. Okay? With that victory. This is like Victorious Corner right here. If you can see what's going on, this is like Victory Corner. Okay? Because you have speaking of these four cards right here, this is like Victory Corner. Because you have the Ten of Cups, total satiation, and this is being highlighted by that win, that victory that you have. Because of self-introspection, Sergeant self-introspection up here, coupling together with introspection itself, and then controlling the emotions related to your shadow self, but then it's giving you a satiated future, an abundant, spiritually satiated future. Okay, in that Winner's Circle with victory in your Justice. You guys are hooked up here. You're hooked up. You're hooked up. And the Emperor is, I mean, he's like the higher echelon of the King of Pentacles. Like, this is security. Who's on his arm? Who the fuck is on his arm? Because, girl, that's my spa. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, the universe is the World card, so this is completion. You have so many tens and fucking zeros in here. I can't. 10. So many tens and zeros in here. It's about completion. Okay, and what's coming together? That passion, that inner passion, with the fact that you know, as the Emperor knows that he is ordained for that spot in life. He knows that he's ordained for that. So that inner passion, that's where that world is. That's why you're complete. You are a complete package. You are